Yeah, I probably should go make some lunch since I don't have an entourage to provide it to me or drive me to a restaurant. Um, but it occurs to me that in one of these videos I was leading up to autophagy in my diet, and I don't think I really fleshed it all out. So let's get back to that. Last spring, I discovered what I'll call autophagy, and my lifestyle now I call the Atophagy Diet, which is basically you need to fast. I fast every day or most days. I mean, I'm not anal about these things. If it just ain't working out for me to hold out for autophagy before I eat, I eat. I live in the now. I live very intuitively, and I try to stay in fun and joy and all the good stuff. Smile, laugh, humor. We don't enjoy jokes. We don't just enjoy jokes. We write jokes. Producers, publishers, content creators, intellectual property. These are the kind of business plans. Until we get up to where there's enough wealth to be like spending $100 million or at least $10 million on real estate property. We've talked about flipping boats, which there's also flipping cars and stuff. I know a little bit about that. Used to be flipping houses. In this market, I don't think you're going to get away with that so much. It has to do with arbitrage, but now I'm getting into my entrepreneurial rants again, and I'm talking about diet here because you might be into health and saying, I want a healthy man who's into health stuff. Or maybe you have a background in healthcare. I worked at CHR, which if you have a background in healthcare, you probably know what that acronym stands for. Dash 2 project. Um, I was the computer guy. Did some incredible work. And work I doubt they would have gotten in any other employee. Okay, so yeah, when I get into things, usually I end up telling them rather than them telling me. I mean, when it comes to the solution or troubleshooting or problem solving or whatever, troubleshooting, big one. I can think of a lot of troubleshooting incidences where um, I bet nobody realizes how lucky they are to have had me do the work. But then maybe I was always undervalued. Well, yeah, most of the time it was. I really had to work to kick my career up a notch or two, even though I shouldn't have had to. Anyhow, uh, if you don't know about the autophagy diet and you think you're into health, go check it out on YouTube. So the formula is autophagy, which is basically draining your fatty liver, right? Losing weight, really losing weight. And I really have lost weight. Autophagy doesn't start until you've fasted for like 14 hours, 14 hours. If you eat before that, you've blown it for the day. Uh, and so I go for a minimum of 14 hours, and usually that's like 9 to 12. I try not to eat between 9 and 12. But aside from that fasting period, I don't worry too much about my diet. I eat what I have, I eat what I feel like. I'm a hedonist, okay? Um, but I might start changing that a little bit. And in the past, before I started losing so much weight with this autophagy diet that I got into last spring, maybe about around March or so, um, I am a follower of Dr. Furman, his Eat to Live books. If you haven't read those and you think you're into healthy diets, You should read those. And I don't get anal about it. I watched a lot of his videos and stuff. Problem is, I don't like take recipes and make recipes. I throw stuff together intuitively. Um, and it works for me. I make some, I think, really delicious glop. Uh, so yeah, I believe, and a belief is just a thought you keep thinking. I believe that the diet should be at least like 80%, 90% vegetable, or non-meat at least. But like this autophagy guy, some of these other people I've watched more recently, I love it because I'm not, people say a sweet tooth, and I say I'm an oil tooth. I've cheese is very important to me, and I very rarely seem to go without cheese of some form or sort. So I'm very happy to find out now in the fat brain philosophy. Nowadays, a fat brain's a good thing. In fact, I think they argue, and this guy was saying like he eats like 4 eggs a day. I'm big on eggs. I would love to have duck eggs. Would you like to have duck eggs? I've had duck eggs. I one year when I had my 5 acres, it's kind of like a hobby farm. I bought 12 ducklings because I was expecting a tritiation from like coyotes and eagles and stuff like that, which are a real threat. Not just oh there might be coyotes around. No, there was a den that was on the one corner, and the neighboring property had an eagle's nest with babies in it. In fact, I always dreaded that the county would come and say, "You can't build here. You're too close to an eagle's nest." It never happened, but when I was building the house, it was of a concern. Um, so yeah, what goes around comes around, and of course that's the thing. I mean, like when oils and stuff were evil, the national health whatever said eat carbs, eat carbs. Well, there's a lot of reason why eating too many carbs is I'm diabetic. I'm type 2 diabetic. The name of the game is to avoid carbs, and not that you can't have a candy or sugar or whatever, but I hate the word mindfulness. Be very aware. Pay attention and be aware that you're doing it to yourself, and make a negotiate it with yourself. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I know I'm spiking my blood sugar, but that too will pass and it won't like kill me. And I'm a hedonist. I want to eat some chocolate as an example. So so yeah, diet. Now eggs are good, butter's good, real butter, not margarine, right? Now margarine's bad and butter's good. Coconut oil, what I got, olive oil, of course. But I've got a couple bottles of avocado oil in there too. That's pretty cool. That's got to be good for you, right? And I got what is it, trans or whatever, the regular canola and sunflower and all that stuff. I like sunflowers. I like sunflowers a lot, mainly because I like good value propositions, and growing sunflowers is a pretty good ROI in my book. Though I haven't had a lot of success with it. I love sunflowers. When I first moved in, for a couple of years, I had sunflowers all over the place. And you go by, it's a very agriculture area here in Skagit County. I drive by everything where farmers had put in rows of sunflowers and stuff, enjoy them. And in fact, picture of my kitchen before I was betrayed and abandoned. Uh, was largely a sunflower motif. I went at thrift stores and stuff like Goodwill and such. If there was like a nice picture of sunflowers or some kind of sunflower collectible type thing, I'd get it and put it there.